Our first speaker, I'm going to call up here to get us started and share with us a little bit about what this campaign is. As a person who's been involved for the last couple of years and served as the chairman last year, is I asked Mr. Fred Hagan, not to be confused with our radio personality, Fred Hagan. Fred? Yeah. As Dick said, I've been involved with this program. This is our third year of the Heroes program. I was the chairman the first 2 years, and this year I'm one of the captains. And in a nutshell, the Heroes program, it's a program that the Red Cross adopted some years ago, of fundraising. Rather than raising money throughout the year in fits and starts or here and there, it's a month-long program. We start today, it goes through March the 20th. And it's a real concentrated effort to raise the funds. The Heroes program in a nutshell is we recruit individuals, companies, any schools, groups, civic organizations who will pledge to raise $1,000 for the American Red Cross. It's pretty straightforward. And this year we have 15 captains, and each of them are trying to recruit at least 5 heroes. So, and many of you are aware of that. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, and it's worked real well the last couple of years. And the one thing I want to make a point of, if people see this on TV or they hear it on the radio, is yes, we're recruiting individuals and companies who can donate $1,000, but there's a lot of individuals who can't donate $1,000. So they're like, well, what do I do? How do I get involved? And that's where we have things like the WBRT Wake Up with Fred show. He's putting that out on the air. If you're one of his listeners and you want to donate $20 or $10, there's a place to do it. A lot of the school groups are, they'll be reaching out to all of the school children and those families, hopefully. The fire department of New Haven, they're going to have a fundraiser where they're going to try to get the citizens of New Haven involved. So there's opportunities for individuals, if they want to be part of this program and they can't donate $1,000, which a few of us can, they can still donate their $10 or $20 or $100, and there's places to do that. And we encourage all of you, all of our captains and all of our heroes to kind of spread that word and let people know that this isn't just for the big big fundraisers. It's for the person on the street, because the American Red Cross touches every life at one time or another, and so we encourage everyone to be part of it. So please give. All right. And the next person going to be speaking is John G. He's going to tell us a little bit about some of the funds and where the funds go.
Okay, thank you, Fred. This is really my second year of being a captain or being involved with the Heroes campaign. I've been involved with Red Cross, I guess, intimately since 2009. In our local paper this week, they ran a series of commentary of people who were making comments about the ice storm and its effect on the county and some of the things that have evolved since. And one of the things I think that came back home, and Jane will testify the impact it had on Hickman's Food Town as a hub of activity in the community that still had power and food and people that could congregate and unplug coffee makers or coffee grinders and plug in cell phone chargers and things that happened in her store. She's got her own individual impact. But we realized you cannot be ready enough, and it's a work in progress the whole time. And Red Cross's role in training volunteers and shelter assessments and shelter management and the blood bank and the impact of Red Cross within the community and all the different aspects and the way it can touch people's lives. It's something that it's kind of on the sideline until you really need it, and that's where the concept of one Red Cross really kind of comes home. In Marion County, in the last couple of months, we've had 2 or 3 tragic but fatal fires. And they had an after action, I guess, up there a couple of weeks ago on the 3rd floor of our government center on some of the first responders. And I know you were probably there, Carl, with some of the chaplaincy program to help people deal with some of the tragedies that they've seen. I know Pat Krish works with the fire department here in Bardstown, and he's one of our heroes in Marion County. And our first single-family fire, first responder group that we've got and continue to need recruits to help take some of the load off, because it is a traumatic experience to go and deal with those families when they have those tragic events. Just losing your home's one thing; to lose children or lose a family member is something totally different. And it does impact not just that family, but the whole community. Think about the fire down in Greenville that took 8 or 9 family members in one fell swoop. I mean, those kinds of tragedies can happen any day. It's kind of strange and coincidental that we're meeting here today with the potential for some severe weather. And you know, the Red Cross is there on the ready. You know, we do have trailer with shelter supplies and cots and things like that now that we did not have in 2009. We do have a network of pretty much across the whole county trained people have gone to Red Cross College, disaster school, and have been to individual trainings that Susan has sponsored and hosted over at the Red Cross office in the library or over in the Civic Center, or they've done it on the 3rd floor of our building. And there is a level of awareness now that really didn't exist 3 or 4 years ago. I think the 3-county area, the heart of Kentucky, gives each county a little bit of a unique and better identity with what Red Cross can and does do within our community. So I think, you know, there's and it's always an ongoing work in progress. The further you get away from and removed and past a disaster, it kind of becomes almost taken for granted, you know, and yet you don't want to have a disaster to practice your skills or to pull people together. So it is important we have these heroes campaigns and bring back to people's awareness how quickly things can change and how immediately you might have that need. And then you see it go on across the state border or across the county line, and those needs are there. And that's why the One Red Cross concept and the need for everybody to participate to assist in the campaign is so vital, because when we need it, it'll be there for us. So I think that's the underlying concept and the the principle that we all try to abide by, that we want our neighbors and our own people to be protected, but it's also important that we are able to extend that to people elsewhere that need it. So appreciate Susan asking me to share with you all today, and hopefully everybody can go home and continue to help roll out the Red Cross heroes, and we'll have great success. Thank you.